All right, welcome to Chilling with c.bo. I am your host, c.bo, and it's only two people here today. I'm here with Cap Jack. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How about you? It's lonely here.
A little lonely, but it's all good. It's all good. We're still gonna have a good show.
Absolutely.
Juan is in Alabama right now, covering the Senior Bowl,
Roll,
and Pedro has a lot of homework to do. So yeah, it's all good.
roll Tide, feller.
Roll Tide, feller. That is cool that he's in Alabama. That's
Yeah,
sweet.
dude, no, making those big boy moves like we were talking about last week.
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
proud.
yeah. If only the big boy move was investing into GameStop, you know.
Hey, whoa, we'll be talking about that at some point.
We'll talk about that. But we chose a movie to watch this week that was very unpopular with you guys last week. And that was
But
Hurricane Heist, starring Toby Cabell with that's like the only actor I know from this movie.
is was
And
Toby Cabell the meteorologist?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. And it's about some thieves who want to rob the U.S. Treasury in Alabama, and you know the meteorologist comes in and saves the day from those people stealing the money. And I guess I'll start off first with my opinion. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. This is a classic Tuesday night matinee movie for me. And let me give you some context. Before the pandemic, I used to go to the theater a lot on Tuesdays. And that's so for AMC Stubs member, that was $5. You get $5 movie tickets. And, you know, and not only would I see the big movies, I'd see some like cheesy movies like this, like Hurricane Heist, and just be like, that was totally worth $5, awesome. Or in a matinee, or like a Saturday morning, if I have nothing to do, I'd go and watch an action movie like this, and I'm like, yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought the action scenes were actually pretty well done. The hurricane special effects were actually really good. And that's probably the biggest thing. That's Juan and Pedro actually praised that as well. The hurricane special effects were really good, and it kind of made me feel immersed into this hurricane. I'm like, oh my god, this is just a shit show, man. Um,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do you mind if I go into my opinion about the
Yeah,
movie
go
real
ahead.
quick? Yeah. It was so I did not want to watch this movie because I felt like it was just going to be a ripoff of like the recent Fast and Furious movies. Not so much like the original set, but I'm talking like Fast 7 or whatever, where
Yeah, yeah.
rob like they rob the bank and they pull the bank vault behind them with the two cars, and then a
That was
tank
Fast
shows up.
Five.
Yeah, okay. But like that level of crazy, and it is that kind of level of crazy. In fact, like I'm looking at the picture of one of the titles now, and it's verbatim. That is the Fast and Furious font. Like you
Yeah.
cannot tell me it's not the Fast and Furious font. But you know what? I thought even though like there are swaths of the story that I thought were very like they just things are just happening just to happen just so they can continue to have this movie.
Yeah.
Like I agree. The time that they spent with the special effects, and it didn't feel like you know how sci-fi, like that's a TV movie and you can
Yes.
tell it's like in the special effects, like
No,
that's
they
the
definitely
least
put
amount
some
of time.
production value into this.
Yeah. This like I feel like most of the budget definitely went into making the special effects look great, because all the simulations look really good. The wind's great. The scenes where they're filming in the hurricane look really good. Like they look believable. And I also agree with you too. Like the action scenes, some of them were pretty good. Like
Yeah.
the one that stuck out to me the most was that when they just pulled down the radio tower
Yeah.
and the guy scrambles over to the bag of hubcaps, and he just starts whipping them out into the into the wind, and
Yeah.
it slams into that dude's chest. I was like, whoa! I was like, whoa! Oh my gosh! That's like that's something I was not really expecting from this movie. I was expecting more of so I was expecting more of along the lines of it being more like Fast and Furious, where it's a group and they plan out the heist, and then it's like the climax doesn't happen until the hurricane hits. It like that's when the heist happens. But this movie's more so the heist starts almost at the beginning of the movie, and it's with a bunch of characters that you don't get introduced to until the heist happens. And the main characters of the story are like it almost kind of feels like they're introduced later than the actual heist happens. I don't know, but like the movie has its merit when it comes to not being a complete ripoff of like some of those other action kind of movies. I think it can stand on its own, but I agree. This is not like it's not like it's not AAA material by any means whatsoever, but it's good. It was more fun to watch than I was expecting.
All right, cool, cool. Okay, because yeah, the opinions I got from Juan and Pedro were like, these guys are mean. They didn't get it.
I see what I can say now. I see why people have fun with this movie, but this is still one of those movies where I wouldn't have watched it unless we were watching it for the podcast. Because you look at all the reviews everywhere, and it's 5 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah, and this movie totally
47% on
flopped at the
Rotten
box
Tomatoes.
office too.
Yeah, it made
Dude, it only made 6 million in this
out of its 35. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
it's rough.
And the funny thing is that Toby Cabell, he's made some rough movies, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Okay, he was in Fantastic Four as Doctor Doom. That was just. You want to talk about a bad movie? That's a movie. He was in the remake of Ben-Hur, which was one of the most unnecessary remakes ever.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that movie.
Yeah. He was in Warcraft. He was the main guy in Warcraft.
Oh my god, that's why he looked so familiar. Wow. Okay, now I feel dumb.
So the only notable movie that people that people he was in he was in the Planet of the Apes movie as the he was like the bad ape Koba. Have you seen those movies?
Oh, I did not know he played Koba.
Yeah.
He was apparently also in the Kong Skull Island, but I can't find who he played as in Kong Skull Island.
Apparently, hold on. I'm looking into this.
But while you're looking into it, I just want to say he looks like a discount. I think his name is Jason Atkins, the guy from Supernatural.
Jensen Ackles?
Yeah, Jensen Ackles. Not the long-haired brother, the shorter, stockier brother. He looks like that guy. Right? Jensen Ackles. Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He looks like discount Jensen Ackles. At least in this movie, because he's got his haircut and everything.
He was in Kong Skull Island, but he was like a guy. He was like a supporting guy. He probably died.
I was thinking was he the dude that sacrifices himself to Kong with the grenade thing, and then it fails? But it's not. That's not him.
I don't think that's him. No, I haven't seen the movie in a little bit. So
Jack Chapman. He was Jack Chapman and Kong.
He did some motion. He helped out with some motion capture for Kong. Yeah.
Damn. I want this guy to have. I want this guy to have a break at some point.
He was in a Black Mirror episode, and he was really good in that.
So do you think? So
I think he has a terrible agent.
I want to talk about. Well, let's hear the twins' comments, and then I want to ask a question about this guy.
Yeah, Juan and Pedro.
Okay, so overall thoughts on Hurricane Heist. It is just a perfect storm of terrible things. Terrible acting, terrible plot, really, really, really mixed up themes and setups that they're trying to incorporate into the movie that just don't really pan out the way that they should. The effects look great. The storm looked amazing. And all the action sequences that they threw in here, it's just the kind of stupid action sequences I was asking for when I want to see a movie like this. But oh god, this was just a waste of time and a waste of money when it came out in theaters, if it even did. But at least it cleansed the palate. My thoughts on Hurricane Heist. This movie was god awful. I mean, I've seen horrible movies, but this takes the cake. I mean, it's so bad I don't even know how to describe it. The plot's ridiculous, and the actors are flat in their performance. It's just, oh my god, it's bad. I don't know why you chose this movie, Chris, but oh my god, it is bad. And that's really all I have to say, because honestly, this movie was so horrible, I can't think of a single redeeming quality for it. So, yeah.
Okay, so Toby Kebbell, from his IMDb page, he's had a very crazy hit or miss record. And not just him, but I feel like there were a couple actors and actresses in this movie that were good in other things, but for whatever reason, it feels like this movie, they didn't so much phone it in, but it just felt odd that they were in this movie and that some people were playing it to a certain level than others. Like Maggie Grace, the main female lead, she's been in all the I think she's Liam Neeson's daughter in Taken, and she was in
Is
Lockout.
she?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
like, this isn't her first foray into an action movie, but I feel like there were times where it just felt really
Oh my god, that is her. Oh,
bizarre.
I knew I recognized her, but I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And Rolf Incian, the main bad guy, the guy that the turncoat, he was in The Witch, which is the movie that we talked about.
Yes, that's where I recognized him.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
And
Yes.
from that movie, we know this guy is an amazing actor, and I feel like he definitely brought it in for this movie. But there were
Yeah, he was the
scenes
best
that
actor in this movie, definitely.
but there were scenes where it felt like it felt like he was at a 10 and everyone else was at a 2. Like, for whatever reason, it just seemed like not everyone was on the same page at some points.
Yeah, I think the other actors kind of were just taking it more seriously than it was, and the guy from The Witch was just having fun.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I just felt like the movie also had some crazy plot twists, like how it turns out that they hacked the thing weeks before, so that's how the two hacker people were able to shut down the facilities except for their stuff. And then it turns out, like, I guess this is spoilers, but the I forget the Toby's name, Will and Casey, they then go to the local police to see if they can get some backup to help them get back into the treasury. But then the the head sheriff turns out to be a turncoat, and then he, like, tries to go after them, and then it doesn't work. And then at one point in the movie, the sheriff with his posse goes into the treasury and tries to turn on uh, Ralph Incian, or I believe that's it. I hope I'm saying his last name correctly, but I'll just call him Connor because that's his name in the movie. Um, they tried to turn on Connor, who's supposed to be the head of this operation, and it just felt like some of these twists and turns are just being pulled out of nowhere. And they made there's like some weird dialogue about how they, like, the sheriff was like dumping exposition, and then Connor pointed out that he was just dumping exposition, and then the sheriff just kind of brushed it off, or whatever, like, just whatever, just so we can get more like examples of why these two characters were interacting with each other off screen. And it just felt like there's parts of this movie that just don't feel like that could have had more time. Like, I thought it was funny that one of the conversations that Casey and Will have while they're running in between everyone, and they do in between action scenes, they have a pee break. Do you remember that scene? Just before they go into the mall, they're like, "Oh, and she's like, "Oh, I've been dying to go for the past like hour and a half." I'm like, "Yeah, why don't they do that in movies more often?
Yeah.
Let's have an expositional pee break."
And he has his PB&Js ready.
Yeah. I'm like, wow. There's some parts of this movie that feel like they belong in a different type of movie.
Yeah.
But in terms of it being an action thriller, I give it that. I thought the beginning was a little ham-fisted because I didn't see a reason. The only reason I saw for at the beginning of the movie, they show a young Will and his brother Breeze with their dad going down the road, and a hurricane
I have you know what made me laugh during all that? When the cloud turned into a skull, I lost
why
it.
did that happen? I like that was the first that scene alone put a bad taste in my mouth, and I went, I really hope this movie does not suck. And I'm glad that I was willing to like try and forget that scene just so I can enjoy the rest of the movie and give the rest of the movie a chance, because part of me was just very tempted to kill it there and be like, why the fuck is this in here? Why is there a skull in the hurricane? The hurricane, it's not like this is a supernatural thing and that brings in discount Jensen Ackles, but like,
and guess what? It showed up in the ending again.
I just don't. I
was like, oh god, yes.
Why did they do that? We already know that the storm is a terrifying force. We see it throughout the whole movie, and there's no skull needed. Like, you paid your effects department more than enough money to make this work. I just thought it was so silly. And and I'm trying to think of, there's another scene when when Will and Breeze go back to the shop, and it just as the eye of the storm hits the town, and Breeze opens up his locker, and he just so happens to have a bunch of guns, and his explanation was, well, I am a gun carrying citizen of Alabama. And I'm like, okay. He's got like 5 or 6 pistols just lined up on the wall, and I don't think it doesn't feel like, did they ever use them? I don't even remember it now, because they use it, they grab it so they have guns, and then they get in the truck and then do a truck truck hijack from one to another.
Oh, I love that.
That scene was really good. And that part where Will's behind the wheel after the deputy gets shot, and then Casey's fighting what's his name, Zeke, the one henchman dude in the back seat, and they hit a bump and the guy goes in the air, and she takes that time to reload the gun and fucking shoot him in midair. I was like, what in the world?
I loved it.
It's like the action scenes alone are like, if it's possible, I don't think they would have done it. But if someone out there just put the action scenes on YouTube, I would recommend watching them, because like some of them are kind of weak, like, okay, it's like it's your generic, fight action, and then there's the crazy scenes like the ones in the storm or the ones in the car chases that are like genuinely like pretty solid action scenes, and I can't help but think like that's where most of their money went.
Yeah, like when they're racing, when they're racing behind the eye of the storm, and it's just chasing them. That's really compelling stuff. I'm like, whoa, okay.
I guess,
and I liked how, like, in the middle, like, I liked how it was hot, like it was like sunshine in the eye, and like everything around them is just chaos. I'm like, that's really cool. The images and stuff, like, yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
Their lighting and composition of all their scenes was definitely on the polished side of things. Like nothing felt like the lighting was off, or like if they were shooting this like one of the many scenes out in the hurricane, it didn't feel like there was any like, oh, this is just they shot it during the day and they made it nighttime in post. Like more time was spent actually trying to make it fit, make it composite well, and it doesn't like I was trying like, oh my gosh, my brain's like flipping on and off. It doesn't feel like the kind of sci-fi movie where sci-fi movies like come out like every other week, but their special effects make it clearly noticeable that they come out every other week because they're not, there's no time put into
look cheap.
compositing. Yeah, and making the render look good. But this movie's a blend of like those the disaster movies of 2012 and the Day After Tomorrow. I'm trying to think of other disaster movies where there's crazy just weather elements and stuff, but I can't for the life of me think of any. But it's a blend of those types of movies and then Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Which I dig. But apparently audiences didn't, and we're not going to get a Hurricane Heist 2, which makes me sad.
Shame. What if I wonder if enough people watch it on Netflix. Netflix will pick it up and say, "Hey, we got you, Hurricane Heist fans."
Oh, then the children will be totally on that.
H2H, Hurricane 2 Heist.
Dude, like, come on, let's do it.
I don't know, how many times do you think we have to watch this movie in order to get another one to happen?
I think we have to like gather people on Reddit who are fans and just get them to watch this movie as much times as possible, and then Netflix will pick it up.
That's a good segue.
Yeah. Well, before we get into that, I just want to say, I think this movie would have been better with like Gerard Butler as the lead. I'm like, this is a Gerard Butler movie. I don't know why he's not in this, but apparently with in that time frame, he made another big storm movie called Geostorm. So I'm like, oh, that's probably
the
why
other movie I was trying to think of.
Yeah, so that's probably why he didn't make Hurricane Heist, because he made Geostorm, and like, you know, it's a conflict of interest, you know. Yeah.
Did that movie do any better though?
Probably better than I mean, you know, I feel like Gerard Butler brings more ticket sales than Toby Cabell. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Geostorm had a budget of 120 million, and it made 220 million.
See, so told you.
It's safe to say that it did make more money.
Gerard Butler brings butts into seats, man.
He does.
I love that. I love Gerard Butler, man.
He's kind of crazy.
That's why I love him.
Alrighty.
All right. So yeah, Geostorm I liked. I give it like a 7.5.
I haven't seen Geostorm.
No, not Geostorm. Hurricane. I didn't see Geostorm either, but I do want to see it though.
I don't know. Geostorm's one of those movies where I don't normally subscribe to the natural disaster movies, mainly because it's just for studios to. It's just an overblown excuse for studios to test out new render systems and particle effects and how well will this engine render this simulation, and how long is it going to take, and how good is it going to look. That's how I see all of those movies, and I think it's mainly because it's an industry that I love and appreciate, but I don't need to pay money to sit through an hour or 2 hours worth of someone's test reel. I could just go on YouTube and watch that kind of stuff. But the Hurricane Heist, I'm gonna give it on a scale. If I could have both a positive and a negative rating, I would give it like a -6, -7. where it's not a good movie. It's not a great movie, but it is fun to watch, and it's fun to watch and talk about it with people.
Okay,
So
that is completely fair.
yeah. So I'm not saying it's a -6, meaning that it's you could watch it and still gain enjoyment out of it, but you're not getting the enjoyment out of it you would for, say, Moonlight or something. It's not a well-crafted story that's, you know, every ounce of dialogue is a masterpiece in of itself. If this is the kind of movie that, like you were talking about, this is a Tuesday afternoon matinee that you watch to you just watch it, you watch it and you laugh and you watch it with your friends. It could be a good time. It could be a good time.
Yeah.
You've
Ah, God.
slowly turned me around to this movie.
I can see it. Yeah. I feel like if Juan and Pedro watched this with us in the same room, we would have had definitely more fun than they had watching it.
Oh, 100%.
See, like yeah, like, but yeah, I liked it. Good movie. So Pedro had a suggestion. You still have Disney Plus, right? When does it expire
I
for you?
do. I think I can look that up. I believe it's around. I think I've got another week or so of it.
Okay.
I think the second week of February is when it goes out, because I think I subscribed back in the 7th is coming to mind, and it could just be because it's a special number, but for whatever reason, January 7th is the date that I think I subscribed, so I've got a little more time.
All right, because Pedro had like a suggestion to watch the live action Mulan on Disney Plus.
Oh God, why? I heard it was horrible.
Well, that was his
Why
suggestion.
are we doing this? Why are we choosing bad movies? Because
He
okay,
said he wanted to compare live action to animated.
so let me say this. I said before that Hurricane Heist was a bad movie, but afterwards, I've decided that it's a bad movie, but still fun to watch. Mulan doesn't seem like it's going to be bad and fun to watch. It feels like it's just going to be bad.
Yeah. Oof.
What kind of movie are you interested in watching though? Like, is there a certain genre you want to try? Do we want to
What about you?
stick?
I feel like you haven't had a suggestion in a while.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know. My taste in movies kind of flies all over the place. I would have to get some time to go and look for one. Is there a genre that you like that we haven't really delved into yet?
Okay, so we've done dramas, we've done cheesy action flicks,
Mm-hmm.
we've done we've done comedies,
Mm-hmm.
we've done um what we've done superhero movies.
We have.
What else?
We did spooky horror movies.
We've done spoopy horror movies, yes. We've done Christmas movies. We've done animated movies. Oh man. So I guess all that's left is romance.
Is there is there a romance movie that's been on your list that you want to watch?
I don't know. Well, technically, what was that troll movie we watched earlier this year in the summer?
The Troll movie?
You
Like
know,
Trolls 2?
what?
Oh, you mean
The Swedish? It was the Swedish?
yes.
No, or the
Yes, I know.
Norwegian.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it.
Let me go back to the old YouTube page.
I'm gonna keep thinking about what that movie was called. Goddamn. It was, yeah, and I said that was the last, actually, I think that was the last movie I suggested. I think it was called Trolls.
No, it was not called Trolls.
It was called something.
God damn
It It was a movie called blank. I'm trying to get into Disney Plus right now to look at some possible movies we could watch, and it's not working. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Movies.
Trying to figure out the name of that movie we saw. Yeah.
Are you able to go back into your...
Yeah, but I was hoping my old videos had that poster of the thumbnail, but it doesn't.
And it doesn't?
No, I didn't set it at that.
Damn. We'll figure it out. I can't believe it's like I can't get it in my mind.
All right. So wait, hold on. Was it this one? No. Okay.
There's just going to be a lot of silence of us trying to be like, what's that troll movie? And it just keeps coming up as trolls. Hulu,
This week.
Dutch.
Border. Yes, it was Swedish. Yes.
Was it me saying Swedish? Did that help or?
No, I just looked at my past videos and my past descriptions.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was Border. So yeah, technically that was kind of a romance because
Yeah, I think it was sort of romantic in a dark fantasy kind of a way.
Yeah. Okay, let me go into Netflix now.
Have you? So I have some movies here that I've seen already.
Let's see. God.
Did you see the Isle of Dogs?
No, I haven't.
I haven't gotten a chance to see it either.
Is it on Disney Plus?
It's on Disney Plus. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see.
Isle of Dogs, hour and 42 minutes. Coming of age comedy.
I'm down for that.
Okay.
Isle of Dogs.
Some people are going to be a little confused as to how we landed on it. Well, it's because we wandered through a bunch of streaming services and decided we'd rather watch Isle of Dogs instead of Mulan because we want a good thing. I don't want to watch another bad thing. Personally.
Yeah.
We could do Mulan another time.
Another time, yeah. But I guess we're gonna go into the next thing that has taken over the internet by storm, and especially Reddit and people like us who want to get rich overnight. And that is the meme stock scandal that's been going on for like the past week now. And I feel like the news just got a hold of it this week, but it was on the rise for a while.
It's been going on for some months.
Yeah. So, Jack, explain to me. So,
oh gosh.
GameStop is a thing that was struggling all of 2020, right?
Yes, that is correct.
And the stock, the price of the share was very low. Mm-hmm. Now, explain to me from your perspective what happened.
So, around I want to believe it was around November. I don't know the exact date, but there is a Reddit page called Wall Street Bets that is a collection of hobbyist investors that decided, one of them pitched the idea of seeing how cheap GameStop stock was at the time, which was about it was like $4 a stock or something like that. And hedge fund managers on Wall Street were projecting that GameStop would fail. And so with that, people on Reddit came together and decided if we get enough people to buy this stock, the demand for it will go up. And therefore we can manipulate the market in such a way where if we get enough people to buy it, the stock will skyrocket and people will be able to make stupid amounts of money. And anyone who knows about it is going to be able to do it because the stock is so cheap and all you have to do is hold on to it.
Yeah.
So that starts at around, I want to say in November-ish, and slowly the stock starts going up, starts getting to the double digits, and then it falls into triple digits. And just before everyone on the internet decides to start talking about it, the stock reached about $400 a share.
Christ.
So it became a Fortune 500 company in less than 2 months, which is insane. Which is it's incredible in terms of in the history of the stock market, because no one's really seen this kind of market manipulation since 2008.
Yeah.
And the second that Reddit, like people on Reddit, started to move towards, once they saw that GameStop was working, they started suggesting that they might start going after other low cost stock like AMC and then BlackBerry and Nokia. But before most of those stocks were able to skyrocket to a point where it was worth buying, Robinhood being an application which at the time uh, marketed itself as money for all, and it's a democratic way of entering the stock market and this, that, and the other thing. All these people on Reddit were more or less using Robinhood just because it was a well marketed application, so a lot of people were using it. And as of, I guess it was yesterday, or I'm trying to think, it was either yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember the specific day now, but recently Robinhood just turned off the stock market, for
No,
lack
they
of a
turned off.
better term.
They blocked people from buying a
Yeah.
GameStop. That was yesterday.
So
Yeah, all the stuff that Reddit has been talking about, GameStop, AMC, Nokia, BlackBerry, they blocked all of that. But now
Yeah.
you can buy those again. I invested in 2 shares of AMC this morning.
However, but that's the thing, is people were outraged because the only thing you could have done was sell, and a lot of people were jumping ship after that because they were afraid the stock wasn't going to be able to keep going up because no one was going to buy it anymore. So then there was this huge squeeze, and there was a huge influx of people getting rid of stocks and trying to buy more stocks, and people on Wall Street were older money on Wall Street was losing their mind, saying like, how is it that people are able to do this? Meanwhile, there's poor middle class people saying, how could you dictate what we can and can't buy? And now Robinhood's in this tailspin of a lawsuit, and a lot of people are speculating that they're not going to really pull out of it because they basically just gate kept the market from the average person, which is the complete opposite of what they stand for. And I know a lot of people that are pulling all their money out of Robinhood and moving to other non-commission applications and stuff. But we're in this whole series of events for myself. I personally, I'll say I invested in BlackBerry before it became, but like at the beginning of it. So I jumped on BlackBerry when it was $14 and then rose up to $27, and then I had to sell it because of, on that day that I sold it, that's when Robinhood was preventing people from buying even more stock, so I couldn't do anything. So I figured I'd pull out even and just say it is what it is. And then, but this whole series of events have just it's done. You would think it would deter people from wanting to do more stock market things, but I want to know more about this. Why is this working for some people? And like, if it means that I gotta get my hands dirty and do more stock market things, I'm more than willing to do it now, because it's so interesting that you could just make money.
Yeah.
Theoretically, you could just make money. Like
you can. Yeah.
You're selling and trading the value of other companies, which is, it's just a form of creating currency that no one thought they were able to do until like the last couple of weeks, when it was proven with GameStop that if enough of the lower middle class, like poor and lower and middle class, can get together and have an if they have the immediate say in what they want to spend money on, the market's going to become a whole new beast, and
Wait, so
people can actually make money. Like everyone can actually make money, not just the people that spend 25, 30 years studying the stock market.
so let me ask you this, Jack. So you knew that there's going to be this mass purchase of GameStop beforehand, right? You told me this, right?
Yes, I did tell you this. I was told. So one of my close friends told me about GameStop when it was $10-15, and they said put money into GameStop. I did not put money into GameStop because at the time I did not have money, and so I am one of the few. I am one of, I guess, many people, because there's not so many people that knew about the GameStop thing as when it was super low. But I missed out on the big cash out that everyone else had gotten from this situation. But you know what? Now I know. I'm taking this as a hard lesson in maybe I should pay more attention to this stocks thing.
Yeah.
So
GameStop right now is at $299, $298. Yeah, it goes up and down.
Yeah, which is probably where it's going to stay for the time being until the whole situation with Robinhood gets situated and just the stock market kind of evens out as a whole. Because right now, like, you can't, like, this morning I tried to make another purchase through Robinhood, and it took for like almost a half hour to go through, like,
Yeah.
for the purchase to be confirmed. So I'm kind of pissed because there's a lot of things that I want to start doing and I want to start investing in, and I'm going to have to find other applications and stuff and just make make a very broad portfolio amongst multiple different investment type things, because I want to be able to make more. I want to be able to make money. I want to make money.
Yeah.
So
So I invested in 2 shares of AMC, one in BlackBerry, one in Nokia, and one in the Naked brand. Yeah, the 3 in the Naked brand because that was really cheap.
what is BlackBerry at now currently, if you don't mind me asking?
BlackBerry goes up. Right now it's $14.99.
Okay.
Now it's 15.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I bought it at when it was 14. So it seems like they quelled BlackBerry before it can do a GameStop and fucking shoot up to the hundreds. But
Yeah, because because now that you can buy they aren't blocking anymore, but you can only buy a limited amount of shares right now.
but that's what people are frustrated about, though. You
Yeah.
can't. Who are you to say that I with my money cannot invest in this company?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's ludicrous. That
Luda.
defeats the it defeats the whole purpose of a free market.
Yep.
Did
you buy what did you get any AMC?
No, I didn't buy any AMC. So if you're curious as to where my money's going, recently I sold a couple of shares that are kind of doing what BlackBerry's doing, where they fluctuate between like a set range of money, like between like $14 and $20, and that's like really the most you'll ever get out of that stock. So I sold off those few stocks, and I started investing in I started investing in cryptocurrencies, which
Dogecoin?
yes, I started investing in Dogecoin, which is, I know it sounds silly because it's a
No,
very
it went up like
it's a
1,000%.
yeah, it's a very hip, but it's like a very hipster like response to say when it's like, oh, I invest in Bitcoin. But I my money's been kind of fluctuating all over the place. I invested in Dogecoin, and now Dogecoin is it goes up, and then
They kind of plateaued right now. Yeah.
yeah, it's quite a volatile currency, like when at its peak last night, it went up to 7 cents on the like 7 cents a coin,
Jesus
which
Christ.
was an increase in it was like a 700% increase in what it cost when I bought it. And so I sold it, and then I bought more this morning, and now it's dropped down to 4 cents each.
Yeah.
So it's a loss of 40%. So it's a wild currency. Like I'm trying to be patient with it and not get discouraged when it starts to flip all over the place like that. But because I'm new at this and because the risks are my own, I'm okay with the idea that like I'm personally okay with the idea like if I'm gonna lose a couple dollars and I learn how this market works better, then that's fine, and that's how I have to see it, or else I'm just gonna get frustrated and stop doing this
So
when
let
I
me ask
really
you
want to
this:
start doing it.
should we get GameStop before it go? If they say, if the Reddit people are saying what it, it's gonna keep rising and rising until it gets to like Amazon's level, which would be absolutely insane. Should we get in while it's still attainable, the GameStop shares?
I don't really know. I mean, I feel like GameStop has done its due diligence at this point, because it went in from between January 25th and at its height at January 28th, it went up 300%. Like, people made a stupid amount of money off of it, and then immediately after that, it dropped from 468 down to 132 at the lowest. So people got that squeeze out of GameStop already. And sure, yeah, there's certain spikes in between of people buying back into it, and I think they might try and pull another um, another squeeze of some kind. But I just don't. I don't know. Personally, I'm not going to make. I I want to make it very clear that I don't want to give financial advice when I myself am still trying to figure out a lot
Yeah.
of financial things personally, and I want to make sure that if I'm going to be making mistakes, they're not going to be fucking over other people as well. So for me, I am not going to be investing in GameStop. However, if you believe that GameStop's going to rise again and Wall Street Bets is correct, and that they're going to make it up to another $200-300, then do it. I think it's smart, but I'm currently
It's
dealing in a
risky.
world. Yeah, I'm currently dealing in a world of if a stock is if a stock is worth 2 digits, I will buy it. If a stock is worth 3 digits, I'm going to buy a fraction of it, and then I'm just never probably going to go near it again, because I don't have enough to even afford one full stock of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, do I really want to spend 300 right now? Like
Yeah,
on something that's so volatile, like it could literally
yeah.
go up and down at any moment.
Yeah, but
But
that's
but
why you have to invest in. But that's the thing about these uh it's these stock market investing type of applications. A decent amount of them allow you to do fractional investments, so you can buy fractions of a stock and
well,
still
everything
make
except the
money.
Reddit stuff, which is really frustrating.
Everything what?
Everything except the Reddit stocks that people,
Oh yeah. Well, if I think in the case of anything that's said on Wall Street Bets, if you do not have your finger on the pulse on that website, and you miss, like, say they wanted to buy, we'll say AMC, like let's say AMC goes the course and whatever, and now it's back down to $3. If for whatever reason that site then says we're going to buy, you know, this stock again, after what happened with GameStop, you might be able to get away with it, and it might do that crazy jump. But this was what I see the GameStop thing is an experiment, and it worked. I
yeah.
don't think conspiracy theory wise, I don't think white collar Wall Street is going to allow something like that to happen again.
No, you're
Because
probably right.
some people lost millions of dollars.
But like they're not doing anything wrong. It's just people gathering around and putting
We
value
understand
in something that doesn't have value.
I understand. I understand that, and you understand that. But what is happening? What it feels like what's happening right now is
The power of people, man.
we just got access to a game that it used to be pay to play, and now it's free to play, and everyone's fucking playing this game, and it's fucking over people that have been paying to play for the longest time. You know what I'm trying to say?
I know what you're saying.
Like that's why there's a lot of old money people there's a lot that are frustrated, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are like, wow, you know what? Good for you guys. That's that's awesome. Because I'm sure there are other stories like the GameStop one that have happened, but not to this scale. Like I'm sure there's at least a few people on Wall Street or that are considered white collar or that are just hobby investors that have just been in the right place at the right time and were able to get in on some quick money, like turnaround money like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like if investing has ever been an interest to anyone, I feel like now is is the time to do it, no matter how however old you are, and because now we can have the stock market in our pocket and do something about it, which a couple years ago we didn't have that opportunity. So
okay, so I guess one last thing I'm gonna say, you know the guy Deep Fucking Value, the guy who's the leader of all this, right?
yeah.
So right now, yesterday, when the market closed, he is currently sitting on $33 million.
Yeah.
Because he invested 50,000 when in the beginning. So now he's just sitting on $33 million. He's encouraging everybody just to hold. Do not sell, just hold. Can you imagine if you're sitting on that type of money?
33. I would have flipped it already. I would have got rid of it. Like I personally am saying I would have probably gotten rid of that money just so I can, because that's life-changing money right there.
It is life-changing money.
I could have then I could have sold some of it just so I can, pay off the shit that I need.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm bad when it comes to investing in shit.
But it's just like it's insane. This guy, he's just like, I don't care about the money. I just want to send a message, like fucking Joker in the Dark Knight. I'm like, oh my god, these guys are crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At that point, it doesn't even seem real.
No.
Because at this point, the way that we're looking at it, when I said it's like a pay to play game that's not real, what difference is it now that on some of these applications it looks like it's just numbers? It's just numbers that go up and down, and you get to pick which thing makes your numbers go up.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Good for you know what? Good for him. He's a millionaire now.
Could be a her.
Good for them. Good for them. Sorry, it's 2021. I got to get the pronouns right.
Well, actually, no. I think CNN actually did a story on him. Yeah, but yeah, he turned $750,000 into $48 million. Like, whew, yeah. But even then, like, if we just bought like 1,000 shares, we'd be millionaires already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
750. He said $750,000.
Yeah.
But okay. That's one thing about the stock market that's always kind of frustrating too.
Yeah.
Is the way in the past you could only make money on the stock market if you had money, because you can buy stocks like GameStop and then hope that they turn around. And if they didn't, then they died, and it is what it is. But because there's so many applications with commission-free trading and stuff like that, which meaning you don't have to pay a person in order to trade, you now are able to just invest in whatever money you have, and that's why there's so much people with money now. It's because they followed the Wall Street Bets ideas and invested in GameStop. You only needed like 40, $50 to get some stock in GameStop at the time. And even hell, you could have at that point you could have put in just the $5 and you've made $400 just because you put $5 in. And that's the kind of growth that you don't see on our scale, because we don't make like a larger salary. Like if we want to see any crazy investment things, we would have to get into like the crazy schemes of like basically doing what Wall Street Bets is doing, is like coming together as a collective and trusting people that are here in a community, that if they all decided to buy stock in this company, that it will go up. And it's just incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
I can't wait to see what happens. I want more shenanigans like this.
Yeah, me too.
I want Dogecoin to make a fucking turnaround, because it's too volatile.
Imagine it went to $1 a share.
Well, if it went to $1 a share, I would be a very happy individual, for sure.
Yeah. All right. I guess that'll be it for today on this podcast. So we're gonna watch what movie? Isle of Dogs. Yes, that'll be fun. And Juan's gonna be back from Alabama, and we're gonna break down the upcoming Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's gonna be a lot of fun ahead. And hopefully, if GameStop goes to 1,000 a share and I didn't buy in, I'm gonna be a very grumpy guy.
Hey, listen, I could have bought it. I'd be just as grumpy too.
You knew you could have just bought one stock. Just $10.
I didn't have $10.
You could have told me about this. Like, you could have told everybody at work about this.
But do you understand that kind of like responsibility that has, though? Hey, get an investing app and invest in this stock. It's gonna turn around. You just watch me, and then it fucking fails. Do you know how bad I would feel as a person if I was?
But if it didn't fail, I would have fucking gave you a hug.
Yeah, but oh great, I'm glad I only get a hug out of it. But like I didn't even trust it myself. But now I know. But look, this is a life lesson.
This is why time machines are deadly, man. If they ever, I would just go back to this moment and be like, put all my bank account into GameStop, fucking see it rise up, cash out, and I'd be eating good till the day I die.
I think there might be taxes involved, but
there is, yeah. But still, I'd be eating good though.
You would be.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to see what happens.
Listen, we'll make our money again. This isn't a one. This doesn't feel like it's only a one-time thing, and that could just be me being an optimist or whatever you want to say. This is just the start of a
Wall Street Bets currently has 6.1 million people under subreddit. 6 million people united to try and make money. That's a lot.
That is an extra 2 million people since yesterday.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wall Street Bets is its own hedge fund. Its own free hedge fund.
It's a free for all, man. But now we get to eat instead of the rich people.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, man. Always good talking to you, and we're gonna be out.
Is that all we had left?
Yeah, that's it. It's already an hour now.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know. Time flies. Oh, dang.
Yeah. And plus, when Juan and Pedro comes back, we'll have more to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Are we excited for anything coming out soon though?
Snyder Cut, March 18th.
Oh, Deb, really?
4 hours.
I'm excited about King Kong, man. That trailer dropped.
It's the same King Kong and Snyder Cut all in March. Insane.
March is gonna be busy for us, dude.
Yeah, can't wait. Love it. And yeah, it's a lot of good stuff coming out. Yeah, 2021. Hopefully, I'm feeling good about this year.
I'm feeling oddly optimistic about this year as well. maybe we'll get our own chance at a GameStonk.
All right, later, guys.
Right. You never see it coming. You'll be dinner and rest right.